Can you recover dead boat batteries with a small charger? In this episode, we test the Noco Genius 1. G'day, I'm John and I'm attempting to restore a 1996 Grady White Adventure 208 in Bermuda. The Grady came with 3 batteries. 2 were wired up to a dual battery system, and there was another spare that for some unknown reason was just sitting in the cockpit. On checking the state of charge with a multimeter, battery 1 read 5.75 volts, battery 2 12.45 volts, and the spare 8.76 volts. If you search on Google, a 12-volt battery with a reading below around 10.5 volts is considered effectively dead. And at voltages below 10.5, the battery can become damaged due to excessive sulfation. A replacement battery on Bermuda seems to be about $250 US, so it might be worthwhile trying to save them. In the past, I'd had some success with Noco products, so I thought I'd give the Noco Genius 1 a go. Noco claims their chargers can restore dead batteries and extend their life by reducing sulfation. The Genius 1 is about $30 US, but you can double that by the time it gets to Bermuda. The charger is fairly small, and in the box it came with some cables, a few brochures, but unfortunately mine didn't have a manual, though you could find it fairly easily on the website. Setup is very easy. Connect the red cable to the positive terminal, the black cable to the negative terminal, and then plug it in. The first time you plug it in, you have to select the mode or the type of battery you have. In my case, it's a simple 12-volt lead-acid battery. The charger should then start flashing red. But if on the first time, if the voltage is too low, less than 1 volt on the battery, you can force a connection by holding down the mode button for 5 seconds. So was the Noco able to restore the batteries? The spare had a higher initial charge at 8.76 volts, but after nearly 2 weeks on the charger, the voltage didn't rise above 10, so I gave up on it. While battery 1 had a lower initial charge at 5.75 volts, it started pulsing green, meaning it got to about a 75% charge, after around 4 days, and a day or two later the light was solid green, meaning it was fully charged. For it to start pulsing green, on my battery, the multimeter needed to read at least 13.8 to 13.9 volts. The light went solid green when the multimeter read about 14.1 volts. After 10 days off the charger, the voltage was around 12.6 or fully charged, indicating there may be some life in the battery yet. Unfortunately, it looks like a trip to the recycle centre for the spare battery. So why did the spare battery fail? There are a couple of possible reasons. Firstly, its age. I think it's about 10 years compared to battery 1, which I think is about 5 years old. But I think the main difference is battery 1 is maintenance free, meaning you don't need to check the water levels. The spare needed its water level to be kept above the plates. It was below when I got it, and I did top it up, but I think the damage had already been done. I've included some information I found on electrolyte and low water levels. If you don't want to read it, skip forward to the 5-minute 40 mark. So what do I think of the Noco Genius 1, and would I recommend it? But before I get into the pros and cons, I'd like to address the two major issues I have with the Genius One. Firstly, it's very slow. It only has 1 amp charging power compared to the 2, 5 and 10 amp models. Secondly, there's limited information on where the battery's at in the charging cycle. The more expensive models have more indication lights. However, you can get around this with a multimeter, but it would be nice just to have a quick glance at the unit. In terms of positives, it's quite small, relatively inexpensive, it's simple to use and can extend battery life. But it is very slow. It has limited information on the charging cycle. My unit didn't come with instructions. And did I mention it's slow? In terms of a score out of 5, I would give it a 2, and if I had my time again, I would probably opt for the 5 amp model. But it does seem to be the entry-level model, and considering its price point, I would give it a 4. Finally, I should mention this episode is not sponsored, and I paid for my Noco Genius One myself. Thanks for watching.